morning everyone. So in this PPT, I have yesterday told you about two-phase locking protocol. So I just start off with this. First of all, I just want to tell you that yesterday I'm watching that the views on my videos, they are not coming as much my students are. So please you start viewing and start learning what I'm teaching. That's very important. So we left on this part, that is two-phase locking, that is 2PL. So the two-phase locking. So yesterday we discussed what is locking. We talked about shared, locked, and we talked about shared and exclusive lock, right? So in this slide, and today we are talking about one of the lock type, that is two-phase locking. So in this diagram I've explained yesterday that there is a lock to attend in the starting, that is T begins, and then there is a constant type, and then this is T end, that is lock is released. Fine. The two-phase locking protocol divides the execution phase of the transaction into three parts. So they say one is upwards and the slant one, and then the downfall one. In the first part, when the execution of the transaction starts, it seeks permission for the lock it requires. In the second part, the transaction acquires all the locks. The third phase is started as soon as the transaction releases its first lock. In the third phase, the transaction cannot demand any new locks. It only releases the acquired locks. Right? So there it is. There are two phases of 2PL. One is the growing phase, when it comes from downwards to upwards. So that is the growing phase. Another is the shrinking phase, when it comes from up to down. So growing phases, in the growing phase, a new lock in the data item may be acquired by the transaction, but none can be released. Shrinking phase, in the shrinking phase, existing lock held by the transaction may be released, but no new locks can be acquired. So when you are going to the growing phase, that means a lot of locks are coming to you, and when you are going to the shrinking phase, that means no lock is been there. So that is the releasing of the locks. In the above example, if lock conversion is allowed, then the following phase can happen. Upgrading of lock, that is from SA to XA, is allowed in growing phase. Downgrading of lock, that is from XA to SA, must be done in shrinking phase. So now this is how it's done. This is a diagrammatic representation of two-phase locking, that is 2PL. One is T1, that is transaction 1. One is T2, that is transaction 2. In zero set, what they say, lock SA. That means they have set a lock to SA. Then in transaction 2, so that means T1 is being locked. Fine, SA. Then T2, they are saying lock SA. Okay, they have locked. Then third point is lock XB. So they are putting a lock on XB also. Then in the third part, nothing happens. And now once a lock is done, then only you can unlock things. You cannot unlock it until you have locked it. So first you have to lock it, and then you will unlock it. So like in the fourth phase, you unlock A. Fine, because A was above, the very 01 was lock SA. So unlock A. Then you get to the next transaction, that's a lock XC. So you are locking XC also. Then in the sixth phase, you unlock B. So since in the second lock XB we have written, so unlock B. Then unlock A and unlock C. This is how it's done. That is two-phase locking. So first it was growing phase, when we were putting a lot of locks on everyone. There was a situation when nothing was happening, like in the third state, it goes to the steady state, and then unlocking was done in the downfall state. So that is the two-phase locking, 2PL. Now this is explaining of what I have just said. You can read it out, and I have already shared this PPT on SlideShare. So coming to the next part, this is the last part, and this is the last topic of your syllabus, that is timestamp based order. The timestamp ordering protocol is used to order the transactions based on their timestamps. The order of transaction is nothing but the ascending order of the transactions creation. Now what it says, now time का मतलब क्या होता है? टाइम स्टैम्प का मतलब होता है कि उतने टाइम के लिए, ठीक है. तो अब इन्होंने बता दिया कि अब वो किसी भी चीज़ को लॉक करने से पहले वो टाइम बना रहे थे, टाइम स्लॉट बना रहे थे, ठीक है. The priority of the order transaction is higher, that's why it executes first. To determine the time span of the transaction, this protocol uses system time or logical counter. The lock-based protocol is used to manage the order between conflicting pairs among transactions at the execution time, but timestamp based protocols start working as soon as a transaction is created. तो जैसे ही transaction create होता है time span वाला start हो जाता है. Let's assume there are two transaction. हमने assume करा दो transaction है, one is T1 and another is T2. Suppose the transaction T1 has entered the system at 007 times and transaction 2 has entered the system 009 times. T1 has a higher priority क्योंकि वो पहले आ गई है. 007 is smaller than 009, तो पहले आ गई है, तो T1 की प्रायोरिटी क्या है, ज़्यादा है. सो इट एग्जीक्यूट्स फर्स्ट एंड इट एंटर्स द सिस्टम फर्स्ट, तो इसलिए वो प्रायोरिटी ज़्यादा है, जल्दी आ गई है ट्रांजेक्शन, तो वो पहले एग्जीक्यूट होगी. और T2 जो 009 टाइम में आई थी, तो वो बाद में एग्जीक्यूट होगी. द टाइम स्पैन ऑर्डरिंग प्रोटोकॉल ऑल्सो मेंटेन्स द टाइम स्पैन ऑफ लास्ट रीड एंड राइट ऑपरेशन ऑन अ डाटा, वो इवन लास्ट रीड और राइट भी देखता है. Now come the next part, that is basic time span ordering protocol works as follows. अभी इसकी working बता रहे हैं. Check the following condition whenever a transaction Ti issues a read X operation. If WTS, that is write TS X, is greater than TS T1, then the operation is rejected. ये कहना चाह रहे हैं अगर ये वाली सिचुएशन होगी तो सिचुएशन रिजेक्ट होगी. If WTS X is less than equals to TS Ti, then the operation is executed. Time span of all the data items are updated. देखो ये क्या है, ये एक्चुअली में रीड ऑपरेशन के बारे में बता रहे हैं. दो ऑपरेशंस होते हैं, मैंने आपको पहले ही बताया था ट्रांजेक्शन्स में. वन इज़ रीड एंड अदर इज़ राइट. ठीक है, रीड और राइट ही होते हैं बस, और कुछ नहीं होता है. तो अब ये क्या कहना चाह रहा है, ये कह रहा है कि रीड के केस में क्या सिचुएशन है और राइट के केस में क्या सिचुएशन है. तो सेकंड पॉइंट राइट के बारे में बता रहा है. इफ़ TS Ti is less than RTS, then the operation is rejected. किस केस में वो रिजेक्ट होगा, किस केस में वो एक्सेप्ट होगा. ठीक है, जैसे कि ये है, इफ़ TS Ti is less than WTS X, then the operation is rejected and Ti is rolled back. अब रोल्ड बैक का क्या मतलब होता है? रोल्ड बैक का मतलब होता है जैसे कोई ट्रांजेक्शन चल रही है और मैं कहूँ उसमें फॉल्ट आ गया, तो वो रोल बैक हो जाएगी, वो फर्स्ट ट्रांजेक्शन से स्टार्ट हो जाएगी, चाहे वो फिफ्थ स्टेप पे पहुंच गई हो, वो बैक टू द फर्स्ट स्टेप पहुंच जाएगी. दैट इज़ रोल बैक. ठीक है, तो अदरवाइज द ऑपरेशन इज एक्जीक्यूटेड. एक्जीक्यूटेड मतलब वो फिर वैसे ही चलता है. वेयर अब इन्होंने बताया जो ये थी कि क्या क्या चीज़ें. TS Ti डिनोट्स द टाइम स्पैन ऑफ द ट्रांजेक्शन Ti, और RTS X डिनोट्स द रीड टाइम स्पैन ऑफ डाटा आइटम X, एंड WTS X डिनोट्स द राइट टाइम स्पैन ऑफ डाटा आइटम X. So with this I end up with your syllabus as well as your this PPT. So all the very best, keep on studying, and tomorrow probably I would be giving you some assignment questions. So do study, and I will be telling you on the Telegram only. I'll just state that when you have to submit the assignment, and I will be taking the assignment on Gmail. Fine. So thank you students.